almost just fell out of my chair.
Your phone is not muted, so that's always a good thing.
Patrick Mahomes is not lost to the Denver Broncos. I am so fucking amped right now. I think this is going to be the first time. To 11-6 and their first NFC North title since there's definitely been crazier. I want to say 96 or 93 was the last time the Lions won their division. The Detroit Lions on Thursday night beat the Kansas City Chiefs. Who is throbbing cock? I'm feeling very good. I'm dreaming.
Oh, yo! Full thing.
Same thing that happened the last time.
No dogs, baby!
No dogs! What's up, dog? Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Pro Nerd Sports Podcast. Last week, I made way too early predictions for the AFC and for the 2024 NFL season, and Holly has once again claimed first. It says I have 0 viewers, and Holly is watching, and she just commented. So thank you, Holly, for being the first #1 fan, as usual. Yes, Holly was there last week. Last week, we talked about what was going to happen in the 2024 NFL season, which is so far away, months away. This season, the 2023-24 season, hasn't even ended yet. We have conference championships this weekend, and, you know, never would I have dreamt in my life that I would be able to witness a Detroit Lions NFC championship game, much less in my 20s. I can't believe that I'm witnessing one in my 20s. Usually these things come around every 30 years or so. So good job to my boys. No matter what happens on Sunday night, I am so proud of my guys. I'm talking like I'm on the team, but I'm so proud of my guys getting the job done. I don't know how good our chances are. In the NFC Championship game, the 49ers seem to be stacked on every side of the ball. If Deebo Samuel doesn't play, we might have a very small chance to beat the 49ers. And if we do, I'm going to lose it. I'll tell you right now. Holly, you're the only one watching this, so you're probably going to hate it. But if the Lions win the Super Bowl, which I doubt they will, but if they do, I will shave my head and dye it blue, just like all the other people on the internet are doing. I will do that if they win the Super Bowl. So there are some stakes. There's some stakes to this. It's going to be fun to watch, though. It's going to be fun to watch. Yeah, my pick for the NFC Championship game, San Francisco 49ers. I'll say it might not be that good. I'll say like 31-17. Hello, Mother. Hi, Mom. Thanks for watching, Mom. Guys, my mom's in the chat. Mom, you're going to want to stick around because I got some good picks for you. Both of the women in my life just said no. Come on, it'll be fun. It'll be fun. It won't be forever. It won't be for forever. I promise. I think it's a fun little quirky idea, but that's besides the point. I'll say 31-17. The San Francisco 49ers beat the Detroit Lions. Still, either way, we could get blown out, and I'd be happy with this season. So, moving on to the Baltimore Ravens and the Kansas City Chiefs. Of course, the Kansas City Chiefs are playing in the AFC Championship game. What kind of idiots would predict against that? I don't know anybody that wouldn't take the Chiefs to go to the AFC Championship game. I don't know anybody that would have done that. I also don't know who would have not taken the Baltimore Ravens to win in the divisional rounds. Why would the rookie quarterback C.J. Stroud beat the MVP in the playoffs? It's not happening. It's not happening. I don't know who said it would, but it's not happening. But yeah. So I'm gonna go with the Baltimore Ravens. You know, there's some curse going on that the team that loses or the team that beats the Buffalo Bills in the playoffs will then lose the next game in the playoffs. So that's Kansas City this time. So unfortunately, a Baltimore Raven and San Francisco 49ers Super Bowl, both 1 seeds make it. Not that fun. I'd love it for it to be something else, but also I don't really want the Chiefs in there. Ravens, I wasn't watching football the last time they went to the Super Bowl in 2012, so I didn't really care that much, but I never got to witness the Ravens in the Super Bowl, but I've seen the Chiefs there 3 times, and someone else needs to turn. Sorry, Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Y'all are great. Give somebody else a turn. Anyways, let's move on to our 2024 NFL predictions. I actually put a great deal of thought into this, a little bit too much. Now, granted, we know absolutely nothing. I'm going to record this real quick. But, yeah, we know absolutely nothing about what's going to happen this season. So, who cares if I'm wrong? If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. These aren't like serious predictions. I don't actually know what's going to happen. But I do, because I have the script right here, actually. Yeah, this is the script. The NFL gave me early access ahead of time. So if you want to win all your bets and know who's going to win the Super Bowl, then keep watching. Also, spoiler alert. I must say spoiler alert because this is what's going to happen next season. I'm calling this on January 25th. That's what it is. Anyways, enough of me rambling on. Let's just dive straight into it. So right here, I have the AFC East in 2024, the regular season, my regular season predictions. I know, okay, so last week, one second. Last week, I did do the AFC, but I was super unorganized, didn't have anything prepped. It wasn't that great. It was just me talking a bunch, rambling on. So now this time, I'm a lot more organized, and I have my thoughts. I've actually thought it through a tiny bit. But also, yeah, I told you guys, I have the script right here. The script's right here. So this is what's going to happen. Buffalo Bills go 13-4. That is a 2-game improvement from this season. At home, only one loss to the Jacksonville Jaguars. They just always seem to lose to the Jaguars, so why not? They also seem to lose to the Colts. I have them losing to Baltimore on the road and to the Houston Texans on the road. I do have them getting Kansas City, though, in the regular season, which would be a very good game. Rematch from the what happened in the playoffs, but I feel like the Bills always get the Kansas City Chiefs in the regular season. The Chiefs get them in the playoffs. That just seems to always happen, so yeah, going with that. Also have the Buffalo Bills getting the season sweep again against the Miami Dolphins. Again, I don't see anything. There's no clues as to why that wouldn't happen again yet, because, the season hasn't even really started. No, it hasn't. It hasn't. No, what am I saying? The 2023 season isn't even over yet. So what am I talking about? But yeah, I got the Miami Dolphins dropping a game against the Buffalo Bills and losing to the San Francisco 49ers at home. As for their away games, I have them losing to the Bills again, season sweep. But they get the season sweep against the Jets and the Patriots, the Aaron Rodgers-led Jets. Another loss against the Houston Texans, and then a couple of NFC losses against the Rams, Seahawks, and Packers. So that's what I think is going to happen for the Miami Dolphins. Now, New England Patriots, I don't know what to expect from the Patriots. All I know is that they were bad this season, so I don't know anything that could make me believe that they would improve significantly going into next season. I gave them 2 wins. I'm sorry. Look, they're in a tough division, tough conference. I'm sorry, Patriots fans. You guys have had enough Super Bowls to make up for this, but I have them, as of now, going 2-15. I'm sure they'll do better than that, but again, who knows? But I have them winning against the Indianapolis Colts at home, and I have them getting their revenge for Mike Vrabel on the road against the Tennessee Titans. So those are the 2 wins I have for the New England Patriots and for the New York Jets. We all know this is the team that I thought was going to go to the Super Bowl for the AFC because Aaron Rodgers was now on that team. I have a video coming out later this week about what would have happened if Aaron Rodgers never got hurt, so make sure you check it out when it does come out. Should be tomorrow, but yeah, they wouldn't have gone to the Super Bowl anyway. Spoiler alert, they would not have gone to the Super Bowl. I have the Jets getting swept by both the Miami Dolphins and the Buffalo Bills, but sweeping the New England Patriots, which is not something that happens very often. So those are the only 2 games, Miami and Buffalo, I have them losing at home. Aaron Rodgers always seems to lose to the Arizona Cardinals, and also I don't think the Cardinals are going to be that bad, so loss to the Cardinals. Jeez, man. ESPN just knocked over my phone. Okay, Raheem Morris is now the head coach of the Atlanta Falcons, former defensive coordinator of the Los Angeles Rams. There you go, Falcons fans. It's not Bill Belichick, so who knows where Bill Belichick's going to end up. I think Ben Johnson is going to be on the Washington Commanders. I think they're waiting for us. They're waiting for our season to be done. I don't know who else needs head coaching vacancies. That's not all of them, is it? Chargers, Raiders, they've been filled. Panthers just got filled. Falcons filled. I think it might just be the Commanders. I could be wrong, though. Yeah, Titans got it. All right, I need to put my phone on Do Not Disturb, so I stopped dropping it. Sorry, everyone. Yeah. Mom, what are you doing? But, oh my God. If this happens, I'm about to rage. No, I'm not about to. I am raging. Stop. Okay. All right, back to our regularly scheduled program. The Jets lose to the Titans. I don't know, that just seems like a game that the Jets lose. They're not going to beat the 49ers. And on the road at the Jags, on the road at Minnesota. Nothing too crazy there. 8-9 record for the New York Jets. Moving on to the AFC North, the Baltimore Ravens, I would think, according to my predictions, the defending AFC champions, defending Super Bowl champions, if you add that to it. Holly, you're probably going to get that right. I'm with you now. I'm on the Ravens bandwagon, guys. I'm on the Ravens bandwagon. The Falcons should have gotten... I do think the Falcons should have gotten Vrabel. I also think Belichick... I don't think Bill Belichick would have been a great hire just because I don't know how good he is nowadays. But Vrabel would have been a great hire. Is he going to go to anyone? I don't know. Maybe the Lions can keep Ben Johnson, but I bet you the Commanders are waiting to get him after the Lions probably lose this weekend. Anyways, besides the point, Baltimore Ravens, defending AFC champions. I have them taking a very, very small step back. Instead of blowing everybody out of the water, they actually have to compete in some games. So get, a little bit more tougher season for the Baltimore Ravens this time around. I have them getting their annual loss to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Do I think the Steelers are better than the Ravens? Absolutely not. But they always seem to get one, so there's one. I gave it at home. Why not? And you might notice on there that I have the Baltimore Ravens. Again, the teams in green for under each team are the wins, and the teams in red are the losses. I have them losing to the Washington Commanders. Do I think the Commanders are going to be good? Hell no. No. Do I think the Ravens are going to be good? Yeah, clearly 12-5. But the Ravens always have that bullshit loss on their schedule. This year it was the Colts, kind of the Steelers twice. But the Commanders, I feel like they're always the one that spoils, upsets a big team. They beat the Ravens in the preseason, ending the Ravens' huge preseason winning streak. So there's that. And they also ended the Steelers, 12-0 run one time. So something crazy. Why not? Why not? I know Lamar is great against the NFC, but whatever. They always lose to the Browns too, so I'll give them a loss to the Browns. Lose to the Chiefs on the road, and lose to the Jim Harbaugh-led Los Angeles Chargers. I think the Chargers kind of get some momentum again, and they start getting a little bit better. And sure, why not? They could beat the Ravens on the road. Cincinnati Bengals, I have them getting swept by the Ravens, but winning every other game at home. Losing to the Browns, losing to the Steelers, nothing crazy there. Losing to the Cowboys, again, nothing crazy there. Chiefs, nothing crazy. And they always lose to the Tennessee Titans, so that's another loss. Bengals losing a bunch of players to free agency, but yet they still got Joe Burrow on that team, so they'll still be decent as long as he's healthy. Cleveland Browns, the Browns are a tough one. They had a great season this year, mainly because of how good their defense was. But they seem to not be as good, ironically, when Deshaun Watson is fully healthy. When they were great with Joe Flacco for a little bit, they won games with P.J. Walker. I think they're a very mediocre, slightly above average team with Deshaun Watson, which is weird to say because he was so good on the Texans. Maybe one too many massages. But, Cleveland Browns, I have them splitting with every divisional opponent, losing to the Cowboys, losing to the Chiefs. And I have one kind of upset loss against the Denver Broncos. I'll get more into the Broncos later, and a loss to the Philadelphia Eagles, but getting wins against the Raiders, Commanders, and Saints on the road. They also lose to the Jags on the road. I didn't mention that, but Pittsburgh Steelers. All right, finally, maybe Mike Tomlin will have a losing record, and this will be his last season as the Steelers head coach. There you go. That's a hot take, right? That's a hot take. Okay. So Steelers split with everybody in the division. They always do. Lose to the Cowboys, lose to the Chiefs. They're not beating either of those teams, but they will beat the Los Angeles Chargers. Mom, I'm sorry. Just bear with me, though. They do lose to they beat the New York Giants, and they lose to the New York Jets. And then I have the Steelers beating the Raiders and beating the Falcons and losing to the Commanders because they always, why not? They lose to the Colts and a loss to the Colts and a loss to the Eagles. I was terrible at speaking right there, but that's fine. Moving on to the AFC South, I have the Jacksonville Jaguars reclaiming the throne on top. A little bit of a hiccup last year, or this season really, because Trevor Lawrence kind of got hurt at the end, and I think he's stuck up and doesn't want to admit that he was hurt. He really shouldn't have been playing. Kind of killed the Jags season. The one game he didn't play, they won 29-0 against a very bad Panthers team, but that's still, like, I think they should have put Trevor Lawrence on the bench and let him heal a little bit, but what do I know? Anyways, Houston Texans, I have them getting 10 wins again, right? Yeah, they got 10 wins last season. This season, forget it's not over. Again, this time I have them getting some upset wins against, they're not really, I don't know if you can consider them upset wins now, but wins against the Buffalo Bills and Detroit Lions and Miami Dolphins, losing to the Baltimore Ravens. Nothing too shocking about that schedule. I have them sweeping the Titans and splitting with the Colts and Jaguars. Anthony Richardson back on the Colts. I do have the Texans losing to the Packers, Vikings, Chiefs, and Jets on the road. Then we go to the Indianapolis Colts, where I have them getting swept by the Jacksonville Jaguars, splitting with the Houston Texans, and sweeping the Tennessee Titans. They do get that upset win against the Buffalo Bills. Again, the Colts are kind of like that team that do get upset wins like once every season. Have them beating the Chicago Bears, losing to the Detroit Lions. I feel like the Lions play well against the Colts. We don't play them very often. They lose to the Miami Dolphins, and they'll beat the Pittsburgh Steelers. And then on the road, they always seem to win against the Denver Broncos, so I'll give them the win against the Denver Broncos, losing to everybody else on the road, being one of the Patriots' 2 losses. So good job, Indianapolis Colts. Jacksonville Jaguars, again, I said they're reclaiming the throne at home. They're only going to lose to the Packers. They're going to beat everybody else. On the road, they're going to lose to the Texans, to the Bears, Lions, Dolphins, and Eagles. I have them sweeping the Colts and the Titans in their division, giving them the division win, division title. And Tennessee Titans, they should suck because I don't know why they fired Mike Vrabel. Like, he was not bad. He was not the problem in the slightest. I guess they just wanted to reset the cycle. But Tennessee Titans, 0-6 in the division. Probably won't happen, but I feel like they always get a win against the Green Bay Packers every time they play. So I gave them the win against the Packers, win against the Vikings. They always beat the Bengals for some reason. So give them a win against the Bengals. They'll beat the Jets. And on the road, I have them beating the Commanders because why not? So 5-12 for the Tennessee Titans. Moving on to our last division in the AFC, the Denver Broncos are doing Russell Wilson dirty. He's probably not going to be on the team next season, which means it might be a rookie or a veteran that they bring in. I don't know yet, but karma's a bitch, and I'm going to have them be terrible next season. Losing every game in the division except one game against the Los Angeles Chargers. I feel like they always get a win against the Los Angeles Chargers. Dropping games to the Atlanta Falcons and the Carolina Panthers, which Broncos fans would probably get pissed off about. Upset wins, though, against Cleveland and Pittsburgh, and a loss at home against the Indianapolis Colts. Then we have they lose every game on the road, and I just gave them a road win against the Seahawks for fun. I don't know. Kansas City Chiefs, 14-3 off year this year for the Kansas City Chiefs, despite still making the AFC Championship game. This team could still win the Super Bowl for all I know. But yeah. So Kansas City Chiefs at home. I was looking for losses, so I gave them a loss at home to the Raiders, and they win on the road. Why not? That's their only home loss. On the road, Chiefs lose to the Los Angeles Chargers and the Buffalo Bills, but I do have them beating the San Francisco 49ers, so some good games in there. It's pretty entertaining. The Las Vegas Raiders, At home, all right, this is a weird team. They're usually around 6-11, 7-10, 8-9, something like that. I have them splitting with the Chiefs, sweeping the Broncos, and splitting with the Chargers. I have them losing to the Atlanta Falcons, beating the Carolina Panthers, losses against the Browns, Steelers, and Jaguars. Then on the road, of course, they're going to lose to the Ravens and Bengals. Have them losing to the Chargers as well. Have them losing to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Los Angeles Rams, and Miami Dolphins. But I have I have the Raiders getting their revenge against Derek Carr. I don't know if that still works. Derek Carr revenge game, I have the Raiders winning that on the road. 6-11 for the Las Vegas Raiders. Now, the Jim Harbaugh-led Los Angeles Chargers should be good again, I think. They should at least have a winning record this time. Maybe Jim Harbaugh actually knows how to use good players in the NFL and actually play defense. So in the division, I have them splitting with everybody. Seems like a very Chargers thing to do. Beating the Baltimore Ravens in a little bit of an upset. A loss against the Cincinnati Bengals. Beating two NFC South teams, the New Orleans Saints and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at home. And closing out their home series with a win against the Tennessee Titans. Then on the road, I have them beating the Atlanta Falcons, Carolina Panthers, and New England Patriots with losses against the Cleveland Browns, Pittsburgh Steelers, and the Arizona Cardinals, bringing their record to 10-7. And if we just switch over here, this is the AFC playoff picture based off what I just said. So in the AFC East, or I guess we'll just run through the whole AFC. But first in the AFC was the Kansas City Chiefs, 14-3. Second, the Buffalo Bills at 13-4. Third, the Baltimore Ravens, 12-5. Fourth, the Jacksonville Jaguars, winning the AFC South at 11-6. Fifth, there's a bunch of teams that are 10-7. Fifth, the Houston Texans, 10-7. Sixth, the Miami Dolphins, 10-7. And seventh, the Cincinnati Bengals, making it back to the playoffs as the seventh seed at 10-7. Chargers barely missing out at 10-7. Very Chargers thing to do, I think. And yes, I did go through and find out the tiebreakers for these teams. So I think I didn't have to go that in depth. I think they were all Miami or Houston had the best in conference record. Same with Miami, Cincinnati, and the Chargers that just rank them like that. All right, going back to our predictions, we are now going to be going into the AFC or the NFC. But I'm going to let some people know that we are streaming because a lot of people said that they were going to come and they aren't here. So let's see. Faison, dude. Come on, Faison. I know you're out there, buddy. One sec. Filling in time. Sorry, guys. I know this is really bad. All right. Sorry about that. Moving on to the NFC. We have the NFC East. Mom, I hope you're still watching this, Mom. I hope you're still watching this. I think Jack has been asleep since forever ago. But look, my logic is NFC East there has not been back-to-back winners for over 10 years. Cowboys won it last season, so they're not winning it. And the Eagles are on a downward spiral, so I don't think they're winning it, leaving only one team because the Commanders are in rebuild mode. Unless they get some really good draft picks, they're not going to win it. So, boom, New York Giants, NFC East champions. Weird to see. There you go, Mom. So, New York Giants, they do have the tiebreaker over Dallas in this scenario. Giants winning at 10-7. Dallas Cowboys second at 10-7. Eagles third at 6-11. And Commanders last at 5-12. Dallas Cowboys, they went undefeated in the regular season at home last season. Closed out the season with a home loss against the Green Bay Packers in the playoffs. Anyways, against the Baltimore Ravens, Cowboys are not winning that. Against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I have an upset. I have the Dallas Cowboys losing to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at home. Same thing with the Houston Texans. I have them losing. And I have them losing to my Detroit Lions at home this time. Us getting our revenge for that game this season. Yeah, that shit ain't happening again. Then I have a rare New York Giants win against the New York Giants win against the Dallas Cowboys, which doesn't happen very often. The semi-annual Commanders random beatdown of the Dallas Cowboys in there, so a loss to the Commanders, and the Cowboys are going to get killed by the 49ers. As we'll go through this New York Giants schedule, shall we? So the New York Giants, I don't need these in. I'm going to take these out. The New York Giants, I only have them losing 2 home games against tough AFC opponents. I know that the New York Giants are the Ravens' one loss, or Lamar Jackson's one loss against an NFC team. I don't think they do it this time. So I have the Giants winning every home game except the ones against the Baltimore Ravens and the Cincinnati Bengals. On the road, however, I have them losing 1 game to the Dallas Cowboys and sweeping the Philadelphia Eagles and the Washington Commanders. I have them losing to the Atlanta Falcons, a new rebuilt Atlanta Falcons team on the road. And I have them losing to the Cleveland Browns, Pittsburgh Steelers, and Seattle Seahawks. I think they'll get that win against the Carolina Panthers. Philadelphia Eagles, they fell off a cliff this season. Don't know what the hell happened, but say that momentum continues into this season, I have them getting 1 win in the division at home. No, on the road, actually, against the Commanders. I have them beating the Atlanta Falcons, Cleveland Browns, Pittsburgh Steelers, Carolina Panthers, and Jacksonville Jaguars at home. Also losing to the Green Bay Packers at home. And on the road, their only win was the Washington Commanders. They were not getting another win. Washington Commanders, speaking of, I have them getting that random-ass win against the Ravens. I'm sorry. There's always some random shit. A win on the road against the Philadelphia Eagles, and at home, I have them beating the Dallas Cowboys, beating the Atlanta Falcons, and beating the Pittsburgh Steelers, summing up their win total to 5-12. I think the Falcons are going to be a little bit better than they were this season. So yeah, I do think the Falcons will beat the New York Giants in Atlanta. We'll see what happens, though. We'll see what happens. Moving on, though, Faison's going to miss it, but that's all right. Moving on to the NFC North. I have this division being really good. Maybe I'm biased. Who cares? It's way too early for me to be doing these predictions anyways. So I think the Chicago Bears, they got the first overall pick. There's no way they don't turn that into something that they can use to get better. And they ended the season pretty well, actually. So at home, I have them only losing to the Green Bay Packers. I have them getting swept by the Green Bay Packers. They always do. This is tradition at this point. They'll split with my Detroit Lions, and they'll sweep the Minnesota Vikings, who probably won't have Kirk Cousins on that team next season. We'll see what happens, though. On the road, again, losses against the Detroit Lions and Green Bay Packers. A loss against the Arizona Cardinals, because the Arizona Cardinals really aren't that bad. A loss at the Houston Texans. A loss at the Indianapolis Colts. And a loss at the San Francisco 49ers. But getting a win against the Washington Commanders. Nothing too shocking there. 10-7. That's shocking for the Chicago Bears. Might be good enough for a playoff spot. We will see. Now, my Detroit Lions, the 2024 regular season predictions for the Detroit Lions go as follows. At home, we win every single game except the game against the Buffalo Bills. So we'll beat the Bears, Packers, Vikings, Jaguars, Rams, Seahawks, Titans, and Buccaneers at home, and we'll lose to the Buffalo Bills. On the road, however, we'll lose to the Chicago Bears. We'll lose to the Green Bay Packers, splitting against both of those teams. We'll beat the Minnesota Vikings and sweep the Vikings. We'll beat the Arizona Cardinals. We always do. We'll lose to the Texans. We always do. We'll beat the Indianapolis Colts, lose to the 49ers, and we'll beat the Dallas Cowboys, bringing our win total to 12-5. Now, Green Bay Packers, beginning of the season, looked kind of good for like the first 2 weeks. Fell off a cliff, and then they came back. And then they kind of started falling off a cliff, and then they came back just in time to make the playoffs. And then they beat the Dallas Cowboys as a 7th seed in the playoffs, the first 7th seed to do it. And they almost beat the San Francisco 49ers. So we really could have had a 7th seeded Green Bay Packers in the NFC Championship game. I think this team is only going to go up. So at home, I have the Packers winning every single game. Probably won't happen, but for kicks and giggles, I'm just going to roll with it. I have them beating the San Francisco 49ers at home, a hump that I think they will be able to get over. Now, on the road, I have them. I think I accidentally highlighted the Chicago Bears for this one. So actually, the Green Bay Packers are 13-4. They're not even 12-5. Because I have, oh no, they're 13-4. So I have them losing to the Detroit Lions, to the Los Angeles Rams, to the Seattle Seahawks, and to the Tennessee Titans. Oddly enough, bringing their record to not 12-5, not 12-5 to 13-4. That it'll be fine. That won't change any seeding or anything. Hi, Jack. Maybe. Oh yeah, no, it won't affect any seeding. So there you go. Welcome, everybody. But all right. So the Minnesota Vikings don't know who their quarterback is going to be next season. With that, I'm so unsure about their season. I have them losing every single divisional game and every game on the road. Probably won't happen. They'll probably be slightly better than that. I don't know if the Lions are getting away with 2 wins against the Packers next year, Dad. I am terrified of them. But as far as the Minnesota Vikings go, win against the Arizona Cardinals, win against the Houston Texans, win against the Indianapolis Colts, win against the Atlanta Falcons, and a win against the New York Jets. Congratulations to the Minnesota Vikings for, well, no, not congrats. You went 5-12. Anyways, moving on. We have the Atlanta Falcons in the NFC South. I have the Falcons winning that division barely, like anybody would. Again, another year where the NFC South right now is so wide open to anybody in there. I really don't think the Panthers are still going to have a chance because they sold away all their draft picks and chances of rebuilding this team for next season. So I think next season is going to be another kind of year where you're just surviving. Anyways, Atlanta Falcons, very weird team. I have them splitting against the New Orleans Saints and sweeping both the Carolina Panthers and Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They'll lose to the Dallas Cowboys. I do have them beating the Giants, y'all, but y'all saw my Giants prediction. You guys should be happy. Losing against the Kansas City Chiefs and Los Angeles Chargers and Pittsburgh Steelers. I really don't think the Falcons ever do that well against good AFC teams. I have them beating the Seattle Seahawks. I feel like they always beat the Seattle Seahawks. And on the road, they got wins against the Las Vegas Raiders and the Denver Broncos, bringing their win total to 9-8. Carolina Panthers, I have them doubling their win total from this season, still only getting 4 wins. Those wins coming against the New Orleans Saints, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Denver Broncos, and Washington Commanders. There you have it. New Orleans Saints, I have them splitting the Falcons, splitting the Panthers, and getting swept by the Buccaneers, but beating the Denver Broncos, losing to the Raiders at home. Derek Carr's revenge game goes south. I have them beating the Philadelphia Eagles and the Washington Commanders at home, losing to the Los Angeles Rams and losing to the Cleveland Browns. And on the road, I didn't have them winning a single game. Probably, again, not going to happen. Teams usually win 1 or 2 on the road or at home, depending, or lose, win or lose. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I have them sweeping the Saints, getting swept by the Falcons, and splitting with the Carolina Panthers. They'll beat the Denver Broncos, Raiders, Eagles, Commanders, and they're not going to beat the 49ers or the Baltimore Ravens. I have them losing to the New York Giants, Detroit Lions, Kansas City Chiefs, and Los Angeles Chargers, bringing their win total to 8-9. And now for the final division that we have to go through for the 2024 NFL season, at least for the regular season. The Arizona Cardinals, I have getting swept by both the Rams and the 49ers. Then I have them beating the Seattle Seahawks at home, beating the Chicago Bears. The Lions always beat the Cardinals, so I'm giving them the win against the Cardinals. But they will beat the New England Patriots, New York Jets, Washington Commanders, and Los Angeles Chargers. So a pretty good home record for the Arizona Cardinals, but on the road, not so much. I have them getting 1 win against the Carolina Panthers, and that's it. Los Angeles Rams, again, I think this team will probably be pretty good, a playoff caliber team. Puka Nacua might only get better. Cooper Kupp's also still on that team. There's just so many weapons on that team that they're slowly building up. Either way, I have them sweeping the Arizona Cardinals. They never beat the 49ers, so they're getting swept by the 49ers. Splitting with the Seattle Seahawks, winning against the Green Bay Packers, winning against the Minnesota Vikings, winning against the Miami Dolphins, losing against the Buffalo Bills, winning against the Philadelphia Eagles, and winning against the Las Vegas Raiders. And then on the road, I only have them getting 2 wins against the New England Patriots and the New Orleans Saints. A very tough road series. They also beat the Arizona Cardinals. So evens all out, 10-7 for the Los Angeles Rams. San Francisco 49ers, they go almost undefeated at home, losing to the Kansas City Chiefs. And then on the road, I have them losing to the Buffalo Bills and the Green Bay Packers. Every other game, I have them winning. And finally, to close everything out for the regular season, we have the Seattle Seahawks without Pete Carroll. First season without Pete Carroll in a very long time. At home, I have them losing to the 49ers, Buffalo Bills, and Denver Broncos, but they'll beat the Los Angeles Rams, Cardinals, Green Bay Packers, Minnesota Vikings, Miami Dolphins, and the New York Giants. They'll also, on the road, only win one game. That's actually pretty believable against the New England Patriots. That's a tough road schedule. I gave the other win to the Arizona Cardinals, so yeah. Anyways, we will go back to our playoffs right here, and we look at the NFC playoff picture. Again, the New York Giants, I have them winning the NFC East. 49ers, best team in the NFC at 14-3. Green Bay Packers, a close second at 13-4, not 12-5. Don't let that fool you. Then at 3 seed, okay, let me talk for a second. Then at the 3rd seed, we have the New York Giants, 10-7, winners of the NFC East, and the Falcons at the 4th seed in the NFC South. As for wild cards, again, I went through and calculated all of the tiebreakers. So I have the Lions at the 5th seed. Chicago Bears beat out the Dallas Cowboys for the 6th seed, but the Cowboys still get in at the 7th seed, having a better similar opponent record than the Los Angeles Rams. So I think the Rams are going to be a playoff caliber team. They could very easily get in by having barely missing out in this edition. And then if we look at this bracket I had right here, nothing too crazy, not a lot of upsets here. Buffalo Bills winning in the divisional round, Baltimore Ravens winning against the Miami Dolphins in the divisional round. Texans, Jaguars in the divisional round, that'll be a very, very good game. I gave it to the Jaguars this time. In the NFC, revenge game for the Dallas Cowboys. They are now the 7th seed, headed into the 2-seeded Green Bay Packers. I have them losing that game. Chicago Bears against the New York Giants on the road. What a weird playoff game. Nobody would have seen this coming a few years ago. I have the New York Giants winning that game, headed to the divisional round. And a playoff game, if it were to happen, I would lose my shit because that means I might be able to go. The Detroit Lions take on the Atlanta Falcons in Atlanta. I think the Detroit Lions get that win. And I can confidently say that now that the Detroit Lions have won playoff games, I can say like, oh, that's not that crazy, the Lions winning a playoff game. Not as crazy as the Dallas Cowboys winning a playoff game. Anyways, in the divisional round, Kansas City Chiefs beating the Jacksonville Jaguars. And I do have the Buffalo Bills getting a rare second playoff win this time around, beating the Baltimore Ravens in the divisional round. The defending AFC champions, as I predicted, losing in the divisional. And then in the NFC, the Lions are not going to beat the 49ers. Not happening. 49ers will beat us. Sorry. And, the Packers are going to beat the New York Giants. I know the Giants always give the Packers trouble, but this time in Green Bay, I'm giving it to the Green Bay Packers. So 1 and 2 seeded AFC and NFC championship games. What's up, Zane? Zane, how do you feel about the Falcons head coaching hire? The Rams DC, what's his name? Raheem Morris. Is that why are you pissed because of them? Or are you pissed because the Mongolian Mongols? That'd be a team. I don't know. I don't think it's that bad, but it's definitely a Falcons ass hire, dude. They never hire like the big name guys. It's always some guy that you didn't expect to get the job, kind of like Arthur Smith. But I think it's got to be better this time around. You can't get much worse, right? Anyways, in the championship games, Kansas City Chiefs are going back to the Super Bowl. I had the Green Bay Packers getting over the hump and beating the San Francisco 49ers for them to head into the Super Bowl. And a Kansas City Chiefs Super Bowl, I have the Kansas City Chiefs getting the dub there. So after all this, my 2024 Super Bowl champion, before the 2023 season even ended, I have the Kansas City Chiefs winning that one right there. Like, all I really need is a good wide receiver to be good again, and that's it. So that's it for today. I flew through that. So kudos to me for keeping this short and sweet. I thought this was going to take forever. Either way, I hope everybody has a great rest of your day. I will see you all in the next one, probably next week. Don't forget, there's going to be a video coming out soon-ish, so make sure to be on the lookout for that. And I will see you all in the next one. Peace. And then I got to get hold on. All right, yeah, Zane, you work on your project, man. You work on your project. All right, bye. Goodbye, everyone. Thanks for watching. Bye.